Today we're going to be testing 5 of the best free FiveM scripts that I could find. I've gone through the most popular mod websites and I've picked 5 different scripts and mods for us to try that are entirely free. And each one of these are the highest rated mods of this year. The first mod we're going to be trying is this one right here. It is a free release of an FPS menu and it's called FPS Menu Pro. Apparently it is a performance enhancement tool. This one was actually the most downloaded and highest rated script on the forum.cfx.re website, which if you guys didn't know is the official website for FiveM, owned by Rockstar Games. So this script is gonna be good. It has to be. And we're already off to a good start because it actually works with pretty much all popular frameworks like ESX, Standalone, Cubicore. It's free and also works with Qbox. So basically it's just a standalone script that will work with any framework. Okay, so this first mod is a complete flop. It literally doesn't even let you use it. So you go to the HTNetwork store, you check out, you buy it. It's entirely for free. So obviously you just do a checkout process and it charges you nothing. You don't even have to enter card details. And then because it's HTNetwork, it's meant to link to your cfx.re account. And then obviously it's going to go into your portal because it is an escrow script. But if we go into our portal right here, you can see it is definitely not here. It literally doesn't work. It doesn't sync whatsoever. So you can't even download it or use it. And if you go into the comment section, there is literally just a couple of comments. And the first comment literally says, no matter what I do, it doesn't work on my Keymaster account. And then somebody said it goes to your email, I think. I've checked my emails, haven't got anything. So this first one's a complete write-off. I don't know how it got to the top whatsoever, but it doesn't even let you use it. So that's a complete flop. We'll move on to the next one. So the next script we've got is this one right here. It is a free script and it's something really unique that I've never seen before. And again, it was one of the most downloaded and top rated scripts if we filtered it by this year on the official FiveM website. And it's called Kick Player on Cool Way. It doesn't really make too much sense in the title, but basically it does a really cool animation when you kick a player rather than just booting them out. So it adds a bit of realism to it. I've never seen this before and it looks sick. And of course, it is free, so that is perfect. Let's go ahead and try and install it. Okay, it starts off nice and easy. It goes to a GitHub. You don't have to do any TEBEX or rubbish and stuff like that, so it makes life 10 times easier. Personally, I absolutely hate TEBEX. It's such a pain. But right here, we've got the download, and it looks really simple to install. To me, it just looks like a drag and drop, but we'll check the README just to be sure. But for now, let's just drag and drop and ensure it in our server.cfg. I've gone ahead and set up a basic Cubicore server because we want a basic server so we know that no issues are being caused by anything else. Go to TX data and we'll just find our resources folder like always. And very simply, we'll just drag and drop it in. We'll copy the folder name, but first we'll remove the main part since we don't want that. Now we'll copy the folder name. We'll go back to our server.cfg and we will ensure it just like we do with all other scripts. And then we'll go ahead and double check the README. But I can imagine this is the only thing you need to do. But let's check the README just in case. And yeah, you can see right here, it literally says simple drag and drop resource, so we know we have done it right. And there you go. You can go and check out the mod creator if you guys want to show him support. But let's ignore that bit. Let's load in game and see if it actually works. That's what you guys want to see. Okay, so we've loaded in game. The script should be loaded, so we should be good to go. And all we've got left to do is, of course, test this kick script. So I'd assume the commands are pretty self-explanatory. So we'll just do t/kick. And yeah, you can see we can do kick all, which would be interesting. Or we can just do kick new, which is a bit of a weird command rather than just like kick and then the ID and then the player ID. I'm guessing we can kick ourselves because we have no one else on the server. So I'm assuming we're player ID number 1. Let's put 1, press enter and see what happens. Okay, and it's actually working. The pan sort of spawned in a tree, but I think that's regardless of the point. This is actually really cool. Look at this animation. This is, besides the fact that we're clipping through a tree, yeah, that worked perfectly. That is sick, and it says you have been kidnapped and kicked from the server. Okay, that script is sick. I give that one 100% a 5 out of 5. This is a really, really good script, and definitely check it out down in the description below and give the mod creator, whoever they are, some support and install it. That's a great addition to your server. Okay, and next up on the list is this one right here. It's actually a map mod rather than a script. But again, it was one of the most downloaded scripts of this year, and of course on the official forums website for FiveM. This one is called Jerry's Laundromat. You guys probably guessed it. It's a Laundromat map mod. You can see right here, it is an interior that captures a cozy neighborhood vibe that immerses players in an authentic, laid-back atmosphere. So let's download it, put it into the server, and put that to the test. Okay, again, off to an amazing start. We've got no TEBX we have to bother with, which is beautiful. We can literally just download it and put it into the server on GitHub, which is what we like to see. So it even gives us coordinates. Beautiful. That means we can easily plug it into Cubicle if we wanted to, which is great. That's already a perfect start to this mod. Let's go ahead, download the zip, and see how easy it is to install. I can imagine it's just going to be a good old-fashioned drag and drop. If we check the README, it might give us some instructions. It does actually appear that there are no install instructions, but you guys probably already know what to do and how to install a map mod. And obviously for the coordinates, maybe you require a little bit of knowledge on that, on how to put them into your Cubicle or ESX server, but it's still pretty self-explanatory. So let's go ahead and install it by doing a good old-fashioned drag and drop. Loading game and see what it's like. Okay, and we're in the server. We are outside the laundromat right here, if you guys are wondering, is right here on the map in the city, which is great. And to make it easier, you can of course literally with Cubicle especially just do /TP, copy the coordinates from GitHub and just paste it in, and it'll take you straight here. So that is beautiful. And let's turn around, and you can see already we have got a really nice and beautifully well-made map mod. There's no clipping or anything, and it perfectly syncs through the door and the windows. And if we walk on in, yeah, this is a really well-made map mod, and the lighting and everything in here is perfect. You guys would be surprised how many map creators mess up lighting because they have holes in the walls with little tiny ones, and it messes up the entire lighting system in FiveM, or the walls are too thick or whatever. Yeah, this is actually a really well-made map mod, and you could definitely, if you know what you're doing with Cubicle, mess around with some configs and make this some sort of configurable store where you can actually pay in order to put coins in, or you could literally just have someone behind here who you have to pay and have some sort of RP which requires people. But you could definitely do this. Use the door system to lock the doors unless you have a job that you set. This would be a really, really cool thing. So we have a couple of offices here, and they're all really well made. There's no clipping, there's no walls that you can walk through, and it is really well filled out. Even the bathroom works, and you see a couple of boxes in here. Yeah, this is beautiful, well-made map, and it is put together really, really well. So fair play to the mod creator. This map mod and this mod on a whole definitely gets a 5 out of 5, just like the other script that we just tested. Next up on the list, we have indeed got another map mod. I promise you the next mod is going to be slightly different and something we've not had yet. But this one is again one of the most downloaded scripts on the FiveM website, and it's called Fix Road. Pretty self-explanatory, but basically what it does is it makes the roadworks on Pillbox Hill finally complete, which is beautiful, and it adds something a little bit different to your FiveM server and something most players will definitely notice and appreciate. So I definitely recommend installing this into your server if it does indeed work. And I can already see right here, you can either get it from TEBX or a download directly, which is beautiful. And you can see here, everything looks really well made, but there's no other way to test it other than put it into the server and see how good it truly is. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to download it, and it does seem to be a direct download. I'm not entirely sure if that's actually against the forum's website policy. I'm pretty sure it has to be on GitHub rather than a direct download. I'm not sure. I might just be app in there. But anyway, it makes my life 10 times easier since we don't have to go through their TEBX. I love mod creators when they do that. But let's open up this zip. Let's have a look inside of it. And it doesn't seem like there's a README included, which is okay. There doesn't really seem like there's any instructions either, not that I can see. So I would just assume that this one is a good old-fashioned drag and drop. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's put it into our server again. Should be nice and straightforward. Okay, so we have spawned in, and we are at the location on where this map mod actually does some changes. We go on the map here. This is where it is. Again, you know, it's Pillbox Hill. It is this stretch of road all the way up till here. And if we turn around right now, we should be able to see the changes. Yeah, this is beautiful. So originally, guys, if you didn't know, all of this central reservation area and the road by here is covered in roadworks. And now we've got a really, really nice patch of area with some trees. I am noticing right now, though, that this... Oh, no, okay. I thought that was floating, but it's not. It actually just has some sort of structure below it and a little bit of floating. Maybe that's like some bench, which is cool. Yeah, this is really well made. It's really simple, so I guess it's difficult to mess up. But again, it was really commonly downloaded for most of you guys. And yeah, really well made, really well put together. Definitely a 5 out of 5. And you can see also the car park right here is nice and completed too. And that also looks really, really good. What I'll go ahead and do right now is I'm going to show you guys what it looked like before we did this, so you guys have a better image, an idea of what it looked like before. And here you guys go. This is what it looked like before. You can see this whole central reservation and that road over that side is dug out. Bunch of construction. You can see right through to the railway below. And yeah, and this is what it looked like before. You can even see that they finished the construction on the map mod in the car park, like I said earlier. So yeah, really well put together mod, and you definitely wouldn't notice maybe if you couldn't remember that this was here in the first place. So fair play to mod creator, definitely a 5 out of 5. Now we're moving on to the final mod. This one, a little bit different. This one is a car, and this one is not on the FiveM forums website, so it is a little bit rogue. It's on the GTA 5 mods website, and it is the Audi R8 from 2020. Now this of course would be against FiveM's TOS, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to forget about those right now. Of course, no one's going to be joining our server. I'm going to be deleting the server straight after, so it doesn't really breach too much of a TOS, but do be aware that this will now break TOS unless you debadge it. But this one is the most downloaded mod for FiveM on this website, so it must be pretty good. And you can see right here, it has 502,000 downloads. It has over 500,000 downloads, which is pretty impressive. And you can see through the images, it looks really high quality. So let's go ahead and download it. We'll chuck it in game and we'll see just how good this vehicle is. I'm sure you guys already know by now how simple it is to download mods from the FiveM mods website. You literally just have to click download and it downloads it straight away. There's no GitHub or there's no Tebex or anything. So that one was a given that we didn't have to go through Tebex, but it's still something that I appreciate. And I guess we just go ahead and install this one. Gonna be a good old-fashioned drag and drop unless you guys wanted to put it into a cubicle framework, but for now we won't bother. We'll just do it via spawn code. So let's just drag and drop it in, ensure it, launch in game, and see just how high quality this Audi R8 truly is. Okay, so we are in game. The vehicle should be loaded. We're at some random road. First things first, we got to test how quick this spawns, see how well optimized this model is. So we'll just do /car and then the spawn code, which is R820, and we'll press enter. Takes a couple of minutes and boom, literally took a couple of seconds and it is spawned in straight away. And from first glance, this is indeed really high quality. The suspension's a little bit lifted there because we're on top of the curb, but yeah, this is actually quite impressive. You can see how high quality this is. Yeah, it's all really well made. I would say this is like Forza level quality, if not better. The brake discs are really well made. They're not choppy. I can see that the brake caliper is actually clipping through the brake disc, so that is a little bit of a fail for quality there. You can see even if you get really close into these wheels, it's still pretty high detail, and it's spawning quick, so it must be well optimized. Yeah, this is pretty good. The DRLs look like they're really well placed and really well made. And I think it's going to be the same story for the interior here. Yeah, the interior is really well made. There's no clipping with your hands. It looks almost like a GTA 5 model, if not better. The only negative thing is you can see that my legs are clipping through the steering wheel and the dash is glowing, but that's probably because of my NVE more than anything. But it looks like the actual digital dash is working to the best of the mod creator's extent because, you know, there are no real digital dashes in FiveM or GTA 5, so they've had to make it work with what they have. But yeah, it looks like it's really well made and it seems to drive really well too. I think there's one test we got to do with this, and we've got to take it to the airport and do a drag race. Okay, and we're at the airport. The final thing we got left to do, we got to see how fast and how well this car can shift. Just looking at the engine bay as well, that is also really highly detailed, which is pretty sick. But enough of that. Let's see how fast this car can go. Starting from now. Yeah, that's pretty quick. You can see that we've already hit 60 and we're gonna still going, and we're gonna hit 100 soon. I'd say this is actually pretty realistic to the car in real life. It's maybe a little bit slower, definitely slower in fact, but I think this is really well tuned to actually how vehicles work in GTA 5. It's not too fast, but it's definitely quicker than most of the other vehicles out there. But still not as quick as like the Formula 1 cars you can get in this game, for example. But you can see just in the different lighting now, just how high quality this is. Even with this grill, you can see all the different layers and the textures there. So yeah, this is definitely a 5 out of 5 mod, and probably one of the highest quality vehicle mods that I've seen. So definitely check this out down in the description below.